Like most of our adventures, it begins at SeaTac Airport. The first leg is to Dallas-Fort Worth. And we're on time. We get a nice view of downtown Seattle on this sunny summer day. In Dallas, we catch an overnight flight to São Paulo, Brazil. We wake up to a beautiful day over Brazil. We fly over the suburbs of this megatropolis. It's the second largest metropolitan area in the Americas, with a population of over 20 million people and just ahead of New York. Then we're on the ground. But we're not done yet. We have one more flight today. It will take us to Cuiabá, the capital of Mato Grosso state. In 2 hours, we're on the ground in Cuiabá and connect with our guide, Regina, and the rest of our group. And now, the adventure can begin. Cuiabá is a city of just over 500,000 people, and the gateway to the northern Pantanal. The Pantanal is the world's largest tropical wetland, located mostly in Brazil, but also parts of Bolivia and Paraguay. We'll be exploring the northern Pantanal. We head south to the town of Picone. Just south of Picone is the start of the Transpontaneira. This unpaved road extends 90 miles, ending at the Cuiabá River. There are 121 wooden bridges in those 90 miles. On both sides of the road are marshes with abundant bird life. 20 miles down the Transpontaneira, we are at our first stop, Poço Alegre. That translates to Happy Landing. We stow our gear in the almost completed new wing. We head for the restaurant for dinner. It's been a long day. We're greeted by 3 rhea as we start out to explore before breakfast. They seem to especially relish the morning glory flowers. The word must be out that we're photographers. Everyone is posing for us. The small pond just outside the gate is especially picturesque, and the bird life is plentiful. This cacique is busy building a nest over the pond. Even a few baby caiman live there. There are more birds just along the side of the road. The Pantanal is home to 1,000 bird species. A family of capybara are foraging in the field next to the road. There are several species of ibis here. Caracara are abundant here. Living must be easy for this omnivore. This noisy parrot seems to be calling us to breakfast. After breakfast, Luis, the owner, has something special to show us. This venomous snake was found outside our room early this morning. Luis is a herpetologist by training and enjoyed showing us the subspecies unique to the Pantanal. Luis had some other things he wanted to show us. We headed out into the woods. At first, the marmosets were hard to find in the thick cover. Then one came out into the open for us. Then another followed, and they had a grooming session. Nearby is a good-sized pond with baby caiman. It's estimated that there are about 10 million caiman in the Pantanal. These little foot-long hatchlings will grow to be 7 to 9 feet long. That's not all Luis wants to show us. You have to look real close to see this strange bird. There are also several species of woodpecker here. The hyacinth macaw is an endangered species and the largest macaw. They are 40 inches from head to tail. Luis proudly points out his nest tree and asks us not to get too close. There are more nests in the stable. These belong to the Rufous hornero. They are called the oven bird because their nests look like old clay ovens. After lunch and a little downtime, we hop in the truck and explore some more of the fazenda, or ranch. More beautiful water birds in nice light to photograph. Lots of swallows hint that there might be a few bugs out tonight. We stop at a watering hole to see what might come to drink at dusk. Wildlife photography takes patience. We watch as a black-collared hawk catches and eats his dinner. On the other side of the marsh, there's another drama. A caracara is getting too close to a pair of sun bitterns. One displays the eye spots on his wings to scare the caracara away. The caracara is unimpressed, and the bitterns fly away. Then a crab-eating fox appears from the forest. They're quite different from our red fox, much larger, more like a muscular coyote. The fox approaches the water warily. There must be something in there. But he drinks his fill and trots back into the forest. Then a troop of coati come out for a drink. They're a member of the raccoon family. Next, a shy brocket deer tentatively emerges from the forest. Then we hear a commotion on the left side of the marsh. This tapir emerges. This is what the fox saw. Tapirs are the largest land mammals in South America. This is a small one. They can get 8 feet long and weigh 700 pounds. As the light fades, another even bigger tapir comes out for a drink, and with that, we call it a day. We're up with the sun this morning. The macaws pose for us with the sunrise as a backdrop. They seem to be feeling especially photogenic this morning. The woodpeckers are up early this morning too. And the rheas are enjoying their morning glories for breakfast. The horses are having their breakfast. We take the hint and head for the restaurant for our breakfast. Puso Alegre is a working fazenda, a cattle ranch, with ecotourism on the side. The horses are available for the tourists, but they're mostly for the pantaneros. That's what the cowboys of the Pantanal are called. This morning, we're exploring some fields and marshlands near the lodge, hoping to find anteaters. There are more birds on the fence posts and in the trees. The marsh is filled with flowers and more birds. On an island in the marsh, we find some interesting plants, like this bromeliad and this strangler fig. Then we head back on the marsh trail to the lodge to board the truck. We have more exploring to do. Jabiru storks are collecting nesting materials. These birds stand over 4 feet tall and have a wingspan of 9 feet. And their nests are appropriately sized, at least 3 feet wide and 6 feet deep. The chicks fledge around 110 days, but they will spend another 3 months partially dependent on their parents. In the Pantanal, there's always water and water birds and raptors who feed on fish. Hagina hears the distinct call of the marmosets. Then out to a field to look for anteaters. Agina asks a Pontanero about anteaters. None today, he says. On the way back to the lodge, we stop at that picturesque pond, just as the horses stop for a drink. The sun's setting, but there's time for a few more pictures. We're up early. We're visiting the waterhole to see what shows up. The answer? Cattle. And of course, birds. Then back to the lodge, with a few photo ops along the way. We're back at the lodge for a quick breakfast and to load our bags on the bus. Then a quick stop at the picturesque pond. We say goodbye to the capybara family. We stop for a memory shot and then head south on the Transpontanera.